despite not being in 3D?
I hope so. I don't know if it'll win it, but it'll certainly be a contender. It's a terrific film, so we hope for the best.
Hi, Jake, you've dabbled in the action genre before with Day After Tomorrow and Jarhead in the military context. How did you enjoy being a full-on action hero and all the trapping?
We were struggling for that. Maybe it was great fun. It's great fun making that. Particularly, making something so big where you're in and out every day of doing like great acting with a great director, and then jumping around all over the building. It's great fun.
So you consider this your first real action?
I did, yes.
Jake, how was it preparing for a character that is basically a video game?
It was fun. I've never done research playing video games. I've never played video games as research. It's quite a sometimes I read books or I hang out with Marines, but playing video games is great fun.
Jake, how was it working with Ben Kingsley?
It was different from a video game, that's for sure. It's an honor. I mean, he's Sir Ben. It's a great honor. I mean, working with someone who you can play with and who's so experienced and so wise. And also, actually, sword fighting is something really good. We have a couple fights together too. He's a fierce competitor.
No, you.
Yes. Jake, can you talk a little bit about your preparations? I know this required acrobatics, horse riding, new accent for you. What were some of the regimes you went through to get prepared?
You just named them all. I mean, we did all the normal training that you would do to get ready, cardiovascularly, and then you listen to all the experts and they teach you how to do it. Every day, horseback riding, parkour training, gymnastics, sword fighting, and all that.
Jerry, can you talk a bit about your feelings on 3D?
Well, it's certainly done very well at the box office, thanks to Avatar, but it's a new medium. It's wonderful. It's a new technology that makes the theater-going experience even more exciting. So it's terrific, and hopefully you'll see a lot more movies in 3D.
I had a question for Jay.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Well, I just wondered, actually for the panel really though, but what it was like, I mean, you feel beholden to make this movie in honor of those who enjoyed the video game? I mean, was there something like important?
Without a doubt. I mean, look, this is. I mean, look who I'm sitting next to. I mean, we had that pressure on our shoulders the whole time, but yet at the same time, I think, transitioning from making a movie, video game into a movie, it's I think Mike and Jerry from the very beginning said, we need to make this. Anything that Prince does, and his name is now Dastan, has to be based in some kind of reality. In fact, there were times on set where we would do some sort of stunt that mimics something from the game, and Jerry would say, well, wait a second, why did he do that? We need to have that be based in the storyline. Everything had to be based emotionally in the storyline, so we had to come up with a reason why he flipped upside down over a horse. And we did.
All the way in the back of the blue?
Jake, over here, could you talk a little bit about, is there a real difference in acting when you're doing a little small personal role and something this big? Is it the same muscles, or do you have to change completely how you act?
Well, I found myself it's a very physical role, and I've always found myself inhabiting a role starting from the physical level. Whether you're changing your shape of your body, losing weight, gaining weight, figuring out what the character would look like on a physical level. So for this, it was very physical, which I love, which I'd never really done this intensely before. But I don't think it's any different at all. When you're committed, and that's, as soon as I decide to be in a movie or play a part, it's 120% commitment no matter what.
Jerry, can you tell us a little bit about your association with Disney and what that means to you?
Well, Disney is a fantastic place to make movies. It's got an amazing history, and it's all about entertainment and the right kind of entertainment. So we've had a wonderful run at Disney, and both films that we have coming out this summer are the kind of things that Disney wants to go forward with. Prince of Persia being one is very exciting to be, and the Sorcerers of Venice, which is taking one of their classic films.
Jake, how are things going with Isabel, and has she seen the film, and what's
Who?
Isabel? Have you been dating Isabel?
It's news to me, my friend. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice.
So a lot of video game movies have gotten a bad rep. So I was wondering what would make this different from all the other ones.
Who's that question for?
Oh, for any one of you.
Okay.
Well, I'll start, then we go down the line.
Yeah.
Jordy should go. Well, what we wanted to do was to, of course, it was based on a storyline and kind of aesthetical look and all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to make it emotionally real. And so we did a huge amount of work at the script stage, at the rehearsal stage, all of those things to make it absolutely real. So the fights, for instance, you should have seen what I saw, which was Jake rehearsing the fights to an inch, like ballet. But because it's like ballet, it's also got to have emotional reality to it as well. And that was always the big pressure, was to take it into an area where the game couldn't go, while not destroying the game inside of it. So emotion.
And you know, I've been making games for 20 years, and I love games, but not every video game should be a movie. But I think Prince of Persia lends itself well, you know, for a lot of reasons. That it's set in this fantastical world of 1001 Nights that hasn't been brought to film in this way in a long, long time. And then, of course, there's this dagger that can turn back time, which, you know, and who hasn't wished that they could turn back time and do something over it.
Your original ideas were based on movies too, weren't they? For the game.
That's true. And Prince of Persia is a game that was really inspired in the first place by movies, by those great old-fashioned romantic swashbuckling adventure movies.